Yautera e uda. Hey, I don't know where she came from, y'all. Peace to the family. Peace to the family. The queen is in the building with me today. Who's oh, oh my lord. We here. Thousand apologies. That was on me, y'all. I had some production issues. Let's just call it. See, black folk get to talking technical, you know they lying. We had some production issues. So, what we really gonna do is give y'all some time to care that we here, because y'all probably left us, and then we gonna get to it. Down south connect in the building. I can't miss Curry with the shot. I got a hit tonight. What's happening, Kim folk?
Yo, everybody.
Now y'all finally get to see Gun. This is what I be dealing with. Hey, yeah, we gonna get it popping tonight though. I wanted to I did one of these before as far as the Blaxplotation thing, but new day, new age, new era. I want to bring it back, and then plus there's like a whole new set of things we got to deal with. But I did want to I don't even know where to start. Black folks be killing me, man. So somebody was on somebody was on Peace Queen. Somebody was on the book last night, and they was like posted a thread about the Maui fires, and then they said, just basically more conspiracy. And I just hate how everything is a conspiracy to us. And it's almost like when you use the word, you cancel out the word, because they only created the word to keep us from finding out some shit that was actually happening. So when you say conspiracy, it doesn't fit. When you say conspiracy, you imply this is a bullshit myth that ain't for real. But the origin of the word comes from them hiding something that was for real. So it's a weird space. But like, people don't believe they got that dumbass commercial with big head ass Rock and Oprah talking about they donating 10 million to the Maui fires. And y'all just so, this is just so cute. And y'all just so, let's all caught up in the moment. And fuck Oprah and Steroid Boy. First of all, just so we're clear, I don't give a fuck about any man that wears a unicorn on his t-shirt. Let's just start there. Fuck, I don't care who it is. It could have been my daddy. If you get in front of any human beings as a male with a tight ass unicorn on your t-shirt, I have zero respect for you as a male species. Fuck what your name is. As a member of the male species, you should have never got your big swole ass on the screen with a unicorn on your t-shirt. And then you're kissing Kevin Hart on the mouth and all kind of, we don't do Dwayne Johnson anymore. It's not what's happening. First of all, just disclaimer. Second of all, and I'm not even going to say allegedly, that bitch Oprah eat kids, all right? Just come out with it. So we're not going to keep pretending that these motherfucking people ain't weird just because y'all sensitive. And that's the motherfucking problem. That bitch eats children. I'm talking about real ones. Not gingerbread cookies and no shit like that. I'm talking about real live human being children. So fuck her. That bitch kissed Harvey Weinstein. You didn't see her cuddled up with this motherfucking weirdo at all kind of events, just rubbing on them and shit. She's a fucking weirdo. So I don't care about her. Y'all, Chin Zero in the building. What's up, God? Y'all got it bad. Like, y'all only want to stick up for black folks at times when it's convenient for your argument. 360 days a year, You don't give a fuck about black people, but you got a selective 5 spaced out where you want to try to care and shit. Like, that shit, fuck Oprah. Always coming down on the sisters in the bed. Fuck Oprah. Fuck Oprah. Fuck Obama. Fuck all of them people. Like, why y'all got this motherfucking... I'm finna start calling it celebrity COVID. You niggas got celebrity COVID. That's the new term. That's my new... And that's a clinical term. Fuck that. It ain't made up. That's a clinical diagnosis. That's celebrity COVID. C19C is what we calling it. That's what you niggas got. The new virus is C19C. That I can't keep. Then a dude, and I'm putting you on blast too. I hope you watch it. I ain't. Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna do it. Fuck it, because I don't be liking to put black people on blast. But if I can't use my platform for bullshit, then why am I here? So I'm arguing with this motherfucker about, he asked me, so celebrities, you can't get famous. I mean, you can't, what'd he say? You can't be a celebrity unless you sell your soul. Or unless you sell out. And I clearly said, if you want to get to the higher levels, if you want to become a household name, famous, that type of famous, you're going to have to. So dude fired back at me like, I'm famous and I didn't have to. Respectfully, sir, who the fuck am I talking to? I didn't say that, y'all. I didn't say that. But I'm just saying, if you got to tell me, listen, bro, listen what I'm saying. See, in his mind, he set me, I felt it too. He was setting me up for the big aha moment. So he baited me in, and then once I said, yeah, he had me trapped. He was like, I'm famous. You see what? If you watching, sir, you see why my wife laughing? If you got to tell us you're famous, you're not famous. Just my thoughts on it. Kevin Hart don't got to go tell, hey, I'm Kevin Hart, motherfucker. It's Kevin Hart. So you're not famous because you had to tell me that. And so I just told him respectfully, I've never heard of you. And then he fired back like, I've been on more national news platforms and had bigger interviews than the same people who you're talking about. And yet we still don't know you. That's my point. You've been on all these goddamn platforms and nobody knows you. That means you're not famous. You're just somebody that has connections and can do stuff, which is cool. But I went and looked on his page. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. Black Lives Matter, my nigga. That's what you're famous for? Black Lives Matter. Isn't that like a sexual girl band or some shit? Like, what happened to Black Lives Matter? I don't know. I don't know what happened to them. I thought they became a band or something. I don't know. Like, bro, are you fucking kidding me? I didn't say any of this on the thread, not because I was scared, but just because I didn't want to disrespect the brother openly. That's why I'm doing it now on some sneak diss and shit. I know it's kind of lousy, but it makes for great conversation. I mean, if he was here, I would say this shit to his face, but he probably won't be because he's probably at a rally somewhere marching and chanting Trans Lives Matter or something. I don't know. I wonder if he knows that Black Lives Matter is now Trans Lives Matter, or they're combined or something. I don't know. But he's famous. Anyway, there is this thing we got for celebrities, and I don't know what it's called other than C19C. That's what we're calling it. Because y'all think these people can't be fucking weirdos. And like, I don't understand. How do you think you get around other weirdos? We know the super, super rich people are weirdos. We know this. So how do you get around those people? They always say it's not what you know, it's who you know. Okay, well, you know a rich weirdo. And that's how you get connections, aka Memphis Bleak. Now he gets around the rich weirdos, and what he got to do? This nigga got a bunny hop on the tennis court. Like, okay, for real. Like, I don't care what sport I beat you in. You can pick a sport. My solution for my victory celebration is never gonna be to watch you bunny hop, my nigga. It's like, what am I getting out of you bunny hopping? And I'm recording it. And then I'm Meek, what are you doing? I'm counting. Like, I don't like, what did I get out of that? Bunny hop, my nigga? Is it? That's the same guy that said later on tonight we're drunk hugging. We're drunk hugging, whatever that is. Well, we know what that is, but and then voila, we got a picture of Meek and a man sandwich went viral. Whatever. These celebrities are fucking weirdos. But my point is, I don't even understand how sometimes I don't even think I be looking at the same shit as y'all. Like, I be watching, and y'all say y'all be watching, and then I be watching, and then we be watching, and then y'all say y'all be watching. But then we don't be coming up with the same shit y'all be coming up with. Like, if an island catch on fire, hypothetically speaking, and everything on the goddamn island burn except for the rich people's area, hypothetically speaking, and just coincidentally, before the fire took place, there was a court case about rich people trying to make the poor indigenous people leave. And the poor indigenous people won. So the rich people don't get what they want. And then shortly thereafter, everything that the rich people wanted burned to the ground. And the rich people never got their shit touched. And what I gotta do is take time out of my day to fucking explain to y'all that what happened. That's the part I don't be getting. And you know why? Because we grew up saying stupid shit like, you got a right to think what you want to think. Everyone has a right to an opinion. No, everyone doesn't have a right to an opinion. Some people should shut the fuck up and just never speak again. That's a reality. I know y'all don't like to say that because y'all think it's not fair, but just be honest. Everybody knows that one person that you wish never said a fucking thing again. There is no fucking such thing as you can think what you want to and believe what you want to and feel how you want to feel when you're in the middle of a fucking revolution. It just doesn't work like that. Most of the time, the disenfranchised learn to stick with the different disenfranchised. That's where our ancestors really had it right at. We see other people being victimized, and we think because they ain't from the same projects we from, it don't matter. Like, I know y'all, that's why I said we be watching what y'all be watching, but y'all be saying some other shit. Because when I was watching the Maui shit, I seen melanated people say, help, rich motherfuckers burn our shit to the ground. I don't know what the fuck y'all seen. Y'all seen Oprah and the steroid freak talking about they finna help. How about this?
That part of the island like it was before, only better. To that end, when I was on the island last week, I appointed Bob Fenton, one of the nation's leading emergency managers, and I mean that, that's not hyperbole, who's been on the ground in Hawaii since before the fires erupted as our chief federal response coordinator to lead our long-term recovery on Maui. Who's been on the ground in Hawaii since before the fires erupted as our chief federal response coordinator.
Well, isn't that
Okay. He said he's been put in place in Maui since before the fires took place. But why is he there? He's there as our long-term recovery expert. What the fuck are we recovering from? And you Negroes will argue that. What he meant was, y'all voted for this fucking robot. I just think, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not really mad at Biden because I think he's a robot. And I think I'm mad at the programmer. Whoever programs Biden is a fucking idiot. Y'all should fire them or hang them. But Biden himself, he's harmless. He's just like, you just push buttons and hope it works out. But this is what we said 2 weeks ago. And now y'all told me I was crazy, conspiracy. Now you see this dude who slowed in a 3-legged race literally just told you. He literally just told you. We've had guys put in place since before we burned shit down so that they could fix the shit that we burned down. But he also goes on to say, we're going to rebuild it bigger and better. Well, isn't that what the fuck they went to court for in the first place? Rich folks took them to court because they said we can rebuild it bigger and better. Indigenous people said, fuck off, no. The court rolled with the indigenous people. So the rich folks burned that bitch down. And I personally, now this is, you can't quote me on this, but I just should happen to think like Chappelle say, I put things together that maybe probably shouldn't go there, but in my head, it's a mess. You should see it. There's this fucking whole alien shit that they're just telling us about aliens. And they're literally telling us we're reverse engineering alien technology. We've been doing it for the last 60 fucking years. These people got on TV and admitted that. They did. I saw it. Then Maui catches on fire, the biggest fire in history. And how do they say the fire started? Apparently, people say they seen laser beams come from nowhere and start fire. Okay, so reverse engineer alien technology. They admitted it. They showed us a couple goblins on TV. Then they start a fire. There's a beam from the sky. I mean, what the fuck are we doing? They be telling you what the fuck they're doing. And y'all be sitting around talking about conspiracy. Y'all need to just stick to the facts. The fuck is the facts? Vote Kamala and Biden. You know what facts is to y'all? Obama tried, man. He couldn't get none of his policies through. That's facts to y'all. That's facts to y'all. Trump is a fucking racist. I hope he go to jail. That's facts to y'all. And y'all argue that shit, and y'all sit in secret circles, and y'all talk about that shit like that's the real topic of conversation. Donald Trump, Obama, and stupid shit. How about this? Them niggas is cousins and don't give a fuck about now one of y'all. How about that? That's the real shit. Y'all want to talk. Y'all don't want to have them conversations. Them conversations is conspiracy. Either way it go. It actually is a perfect segue to where we're going. Because what are we talking about? We're talking about exploitation. And that's what just happened to those people in Maui. They're getting exploited. The reason why Maui's situation doesn't resonate with you, because you don't know your own situation. And this is why I keep telling y'all. You look at slavery and treatment we're receiving in this country as something that we can get past and get over. And the only reason why you say stupid, insensitive shit like that is because you don't understand what really happened. So when people tell you get over slavery, let me translate that for you. Ignore the fact that they stole your land and you have nothing. Ignore the fact that they stole all of your shit and you got nothing and they don't even really want to help you with it. That's what you're saying when you say ignore slavery. When you say we can't we can't keep dwelling on that. What would you like me to dwell on? I know y'all got it. We got to get this bag. Right. Get rich, stupid as fuck. Let's just get rich, stupid as fuck. Let's take the same level of consciousness we have right now and take those people and put and get them some money. Get the fuck out of here, bro. We're gonna do what we're doing. We give it back. Every quarter we get, we give back to them. So that is obvious that we don't understand certain shit. When you take the land and then you displace the inhabitants of the land, what you're doing is destroying those people's connection to God. Every culture, before it interacts with another culture, has a conception of the divine, whatever it is. And it's that conception of the divine is how people survive for hundreds, thousands, millions of years as a people, passing on traditions and principles and cultures that connect them to their land and their God. When you remove them from the land and separate the people, you are removing the connection to God. That's an enormous part of the problem. That's why we call ourselves anything but God. We Hebrew Israelites. We're servants to God. We're beggars to God. We're everything but directly connected to God. Then you see it play out in society. You see it play out in our behavior. So now, if you don't have that land, then you don't have those ancestral roots and that connection to the divine. And so now, let's take the same thing and look at Maui. They're losing land. That's their connection. That's their heritage. That's their ancestry. When you lose that land, you become displaced. So that is the real issue. It's not about, because the land comes with resources and heritage and tradition. And now when they tear that down, the energy that was with it gets torn down. All them years of generational energy that was positive, that was helpful to the people, that was nurturing. You know, them people's when you that long in a space, the trees, the grass, the water, the land itself starts to mold itself towards the people there. Now, when you tear all that down and put up smart cities and super centers and stores, shit like that, that's technology. That is not God. That's removed from God. And they know it. So you're killing all of the ancestral energy. They understand what they're doing. That's why they use fire. Because all them cities, they used water last time, and them cities got buried and they're getting rediscovered. They use fire to get rid of it permanently. It's sick, man. So now, what just happened to them is going to turn into what we're experiencing right now. An identity crisis. Not knowing who you are, disheveled and displaced from your land and your family and your heritage. And then what does that create? It creates what we're calling today the Black American. What you see, the chaos, the confusion, the misplaced fatherhood, it's just all of it. All of it is a product of the initial offense, which is removing the people from their culture, from their land. So now you look at communities all around the nation where our people at, and you see trash everywhere. Broken glass, trash, bottles, dirt, filth everywhere. People eat their food, go to the chicken joint down the street, finish with the chicken, throw the whole cart with the bones and everything on the curb and fire up a blunt. And that shit'll just be sitting there for years. Stray dogs running around. All of this is because the opposite of what you Negroes keep telling yourself. We really from here. Watch this. If any of y'all have, then you can vouch for this. But in your mind and your heart, you're going to know it's true. If you went to Africa today, anywhere they took you in Africa, your first thought would be to be respectful for the land. Just instinctively. You wouldn't be in Africa throwing trash on the ground just because of what's in the back of our mind about Africa. It's the motherland. You wouldn't go to Africa and be the same way you are in America, loud, boisterous, and rude, because you just wouldn't feel that same energy. But you do it in America. Now watch this. The Arabs control Egypt. When you zero in to the pyramids, they show you from a distance, but you know it's a tourist site. When you zero in and get close to the pyramids, it's trash everywhere. It's filth. It's disgustingly dirty. You know why? Because they're not the original inhabitants. They turn sacred land into a tourist attraction for financial gain. Those temples, those monuments, those were sacred. Now you can tour through them because it's not their land. So when you don't have an affinity and a connection to the land, look how you treat it. Look how we treat this American soil. There is a thing that gets done and that has gotten done, and we just don't see it, and we refuse to honor it. And so what I be saying is, around every corner we turn, when they see whatever our thing is, they create a system to get around our thing or to adapt to it and capitalize off of it. So they called it well, hold on for a second. Let's go back here real quick. Blaxplotation built this nation. Like I said, it's the second one I did. Now, me and the Queen was talking about this yesterday, and you can tap in whenever you want to, Queen. And she was giving me her thoughts on the whole Blaxplotation thing. And I think her thoughts are synonymous with, what's common sense and what I thought growing up. But when you listen to the name, Blaxplotation, that's exploiting black. Now, you get mixed emotions when you talk to the participants, but I think the view is a little tainted because they were the beneficiaries of it. But overall, the biggest thing was black people didn't control Blaxplotation. And that's what most of us think is like black people, so to speak, created it, and and to an extent we did. But it's just like the music. If you're a good rapper, once you make an awesome mixtape or whatever the case may be, it's just an awesome mixtape. How do you get it to the world? And so white America has always been instrumental in creating the vehicle to get black talent around the world. When you look at the the early R&B soul music, what they call soul music, with the Temptations and Diana Ross and Marvin Gaye. I mean, they call that the golden era of music. All black artists dominated the airwaves, but they didn't control any of the music. So it'll give you maybe a false sense of security when you see so many black faces in the space. The common sense thing will be black folks must control this, but no. So there's a time, and I'm gonna play something for y'all too that'll break it down better than me. But there's a time where Hollywood is going broke. You have the rise of well, not the rise. You have the beginning of the porn industry. So that and the introduction of the television. So like the with television becoming more popular and the porn industry taking off, which gave you the peep shows and all that shit. So like the film industry, Hollywood had lost millions. And so as a way to rebound, they started bringing on black directors and actors. And so that meant a payday and a shine for black folks, because prior to that, we played butlers and handymen, and you get a split second, you get to play a butler, a criminal, or some shit like that, a slave. And y'all remember we used to always say that one black person was gonna die at the beginning of the movie. That was a real thing. So the first Mario Van Peebles, his father, I can't remember his name. His father did the first one. What's it called? Sweetback, some sweet ass Sweetback or something like that. Sweetback, some shit. And he said when he went to the movie theater and he was watching the release, it was getting towards the end, and there was an old black lady, and she said out loud, "Please don't let them catch him. Just let him die on his own." And she said it out loud. And what she was saying was, black folks have never made it to the end of a movie. So she just was hoping, she knowing he not gonna make it because they never do, but she just didn't want the white people to kill him. She wanted him to die naturally. And so when he got away, the whole theater froze for a minute. They didn't know what to do. And then it was a delayed, then it was a loud ass clap, and everybody was erratic, but it was like, what the fuck? Did the nigga just win actually? So that was what you can say is a what we can draw positive from it, is that it finally you could see us in a different light. Oh, my fault, y'all. So you got you have now the black guy get to be the hero. And so that Sweetback, whatever the fuck it was, that like took over Hollywood when they did that. Because it brought in crazy numbers. So then Hollywood had to honor that. So now you're gonna get the mimickers. So every director went out and found some niggas that wanted to cuss out white people. Basically, you getting a free pass to cuss out white people. Just pack in the movie theaters. So it gave black folks a false sense of security. You could live out your fantasy on screen. Every black person wanted to call a white cop cracker and whoop his ass. You know what I mean? Bust a karate move and shit and ride off with the pretty girl. That shit had never happened before. So this was a good moment there to see black people in a new light. But there's always a trade-off. You get to be the hero as long as you're a pimp, a hoe, a dope dealer, or a con man, something to that effect. Sweetback was a male prostitute, which was crazy as hell. I didn't even know they had them at that point, but I guess maybe they did. Whatever. I don't know the history of that one. But that's the trade-off. Like the queen was saying about Foxy Brown and some of those roles she played. And she did play some powerful roles. But they also slid the prostitute thing in there. So you get to be an undercover cop that's a prostitute. But when you go undercover, you're going to be a hooker. It's like, if you can get into the movie and they can trick you, can say, yeah, she played a cop. But I always be like, what's up with the director? I look at it from that angle. And when I look, what is the director really doing? Then once you look at what the director's doing, it gives you a different picture. Because what the director's doing is, I'm still gonna make you a hooker. I give you a badge and a gun. The gun or the badge ain't real. But you looking like a hooker in front of all these teenage girls, that's real. That's a real thing. And you're doing it during a sexual boom and a free sex era. So they used that. And Pam Grier had been a playmate, so it was easy for her to say, yeah, I'll pull my titties out. They big, whatever. and overnight, she became the epitome of the black woman. And then she says it was dope. She said, but she regrets some of it. She said, because she said we was guilty of exploiting ourselves. She said, because I taught young black women that you got to be a feisty badass. And she said, that's not always true. I love being feminine. I'm not, she said, Coffee was my mama and Foxy Brown was my auntie. I'm not no bad. I just embodied them characters. I drew from within and brought it to the screen. But realistically, I'm not even like that. So I passed that on to young ladies. And she said, and that energy is still here. So, in that respect, I'm guilty. But they looked at it like what I was telling to the queen. Look how many people got jobs now. You went from 1 or 2 black people in a movie to now the entire cast is black. That's job security. And now that basically those are the only movies that's selling, what you did was you had an influx of black folks that got jobs now. Now, that's a 50-50 split because, you're on the road to perversion and pedophilia, but a lot of y'all never made it. So you made a couple dollars and got the fuck away from them people. Yeah, it's cool. But the mega stars, you know how I feel about that. But you could just look at it both ways. It did some positive and it did some negative. But overall, you look at it like when they did they casted Fred Williams. The first time they casted Fred Williams for that when he played the Hammer. The movies was big as hell. Now he grossed to date, he had the biggest grossing film in Hollywood. And the imagery is cool and it's good for the youth to see a positive light. But it's a fantasy because you couldn't in any way, shape, or form challenge the establishment like they was doing in the movies, for one. And for two, when you got the biggest grossing movie in Hollywood to date, they gave him $13,000 for that role. Either $13,000 or $15,000 for that role. Hollywood cleaned up. Now, for a black man in the early 70s, $15,000 is a nice one lick. But for the biggest movie in Hollywood, do you know what the directors cleaned up and gave this nigga 15 racks? like, whoa. Now I'm on some Meek Mill shit. Y'all see Meek Mill? They done made him bunny hop and made him manwich and all that shit. Now he on Instagram talking about these white people better quit playing with me. I'm I'm finna treat people from the block know not to play with me. And fuck out of here with that shit. You ain't been from the block and so goddamn long.
I mean, we could factor in inflation and it still really wouldn't be shit.
15,000, like, boy, you got hit upside your motherfucking head, hard as hell. So, like, now he damn near took over Hollywood. So, I mean, he took a whole bunch of 15,000s, but did that nigga ever see $1 million at that rate? You know how at 15,000 a pop? You know, hey, boss man, at 15,000 a pop, how many movies we got to do to get to $1 million? He said, "Oh my god, that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I'm tapping out already.
Hey man, you got to do 10 movies. Ain't nothing but 150 racks. 10 movies. Nigga ain't do nothing but 2-3 movies a year. He was probably 80 before he seen $1 million. So I mean, that's the whole thing. The trade-off ain't really a trade-off. And then what was the message that went through? The people said overnight, Superfly took over the world. Soon as it was over, everybody wanted that white mink coat he had. I ain't gonna lie, that shit probably ruined my life. I can't even lie to you. Boy, one of these days I'm gonna tell y'all everything. Not now. Please, not now. Please don't make me tell you now. But one of these days, I'm gonna bear it all. When I got money where I don't care what y'all think, I'm gonna tell y'all some shit. Right now, if I die now, that shit going to the grave with me, baby. But that Superfly movie, that shit fucked up everything. I used to be able to quote that motherfucker from front to back. Man, my girl used to be like, baby, say that part again. I swear to y'all on my life, I used to wake up every day and my girl put Superfly on. Not Superfly, the Mac. My girl put the Mac on and had me reciting her favorite lines and shit. I bullshit you not. That motherfucker.
I ain't gonna tell it all, but I'm gonna tell it all.
That motherfucking Mac fucked up everything, baby. I could give you a peek into the little glimpse into the window, but that motherfucker gonna keep the curtains up. That they say everybody wanted to be like the Mac, Goldie Mac, instantly. For y'all that think that these music and movies don't influence you, the people, listen to what the people say. They tell you, them 70s movies, they took us over. We wanted to be like Shaft. Are you fucking kidding me? The Hammer. Fred Williams said, I could literally walk into any ghetto in America, no security, by myself, unarmed, and any group of black men would stop and be like, that go the Hammer right there. That's a bad motherfucker. They couldn't make the correlation. Like, we still can't make the correlation. Like, nigga, I act. I don't even own a pistol. But if I put in a big ass cigar, put the hat on and walk through your community, what do you think? I'm strapped? I ain't got a pistol in the world. Scatter guns. That was a prop gun on set, and I had to make sure that motherfucker was loaded. This is what the truth be. Same thing with the rappers. You listen, I'm researching this Tupac shit. Oh my God, some of this shit is amazing. These fucking rappers. If y'all, there's no way I would ever be able to convince y'all they full of shit. But if y'all could ever actually see it, y'all would be so disappointed. I want a head, but I wish I could just head. Now he had a big ass head though, but I just wanted to do just something to him because he boy. They're influencers. That's what they call the YouTubers now. They call them influencers, but you're not paying attention. The biggest, really, YouTube is TV now. All of these platforms, social media platforms is the new TV. Nothing is watched in America more than podcasts. Nothing is watched in America more than podcasts. So podcast is the new TV. And they call those influencers. You could look at Hold on, let me see. Y'all over here cooking. Everybody, y'all over here cooking. Peace to the family. Peace to the family. Wear a trench coat in the hood. If y'all seen I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, it really makes a good mockery of the Blaxplotation era. But the sad part was, and this is what the Queen was saying, is that case in point, it wasn't created completely by Black people, and Black people did not reap the primary benefits of it. We did get it was a backhanded compliment, as they call it. We got a chance to put pride and confidence and reinstill it back into our community, but it was under the guise of corruption. You have to understand, Black America was not, when you see them 70s Blaxploitation movies, you seeing pimps, hoes, gangsters, con men, and shit like that, bank robbers and all that shit. But realistically, that was a small percentage of Black America. Most of Black America went to work and stayed out of trouble. So why they focus on that small little piece and put it in every movie? Now, this is what Black America started not to like. The fact that all of you showing is this. So it ran its course. Because you could feel powerful as long as you a dope dealer. Now look at our society now. That was the beginning of them ever giving us control over what we watch. And so what we settled for was the underworld. And now, 60 years later, all the Black movies are still about what? Same shit. What about the behavior in our community? Did it get better or worse? Okay, well, most of the citizens back then wasn't even indulged in that, what they were showing on the screen. Now, 60 years later, most of us are indulged in what we see on the screen. So it changed for the worse. And you could watch. All you got to do is watch, correlate what's going on in the world with what's going on TV. Why would a show like why would a show like Power come out at the heart of drill rap? At the heart of this drill music, where you seeing all of this murdering and killing, we get Empire, Power, Snowfall, and then Power, just 50 Cent go crazy. He got 16 books for your ass. Everybody selling dope. The baby selling dope. They killed the little girl so the boy could sell some dope. The mama sell dope. The daddy sell dope. He done died and came back to life selling dope. The white boy that you always liked from your hood, that nigga is the best dope seller out of everybody. They always gotta. I like Tommy more than anybody. This is a nigga show. The star is the white boy for once. They made Eminem the star again. They just ain't gonna let this shit go. I'm so fucking sick of Marshall Mathers in every form. In every fuck. Tommy ain't shit but a gangster Eminem. Same shit. You could imagine Tommy doing with the shit that Eminem be thinking. Same shit. Eminem talk about strangling his baby mama, Tommy choke a bitch out. He crazy. Same shit. It's the same shit. Why? But whose ideal was it? Let's go to the 90s. The government fills our community with crack. Why did we get our first influx of Black directors and they all want to make movies about crack? None of them come from it, but want to make movies about it. Why? You look at in the early 2000s, the pimp game came back full force. The escort game, the pimp game was all over the place. Every rapper, 50 Cent, I don't know what you heard about me. Well, you can't be no pimp. You look like a Ninja Turtle. Like everybody was pimp. Pimpin' Ken was doing fucking sound bites at the beginning of people. I looked in the paper. There's something else fucked my life up too. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I looked in the paper. On the front page of the Milwaukee newspaper was Pimpin' Ken, a Benz in a briefcase. Fuck rap. Fuck the rap game. You can make the front page of the paper doing it. Oh, shit, man, please. How did Pimpin' Ken get on the front page of the goddamn Milwaukee newspaper? Calling him the future of business, entrepreneur, a hip-hop mogul? What the fuck? Don Juan came out the bush. What the fuck? I thought that nigga died at the Players Ball. Don Juan came out the bushes, 55 and crispy. Talking about sock it to my pocket and all these riddles and shit. What the fuck is going on? This nigga put a book out. Pimp Stick the Pool Pit. I read it. Fuck it. Motherfucker. Tariq came out with the Art of Mackin. I read it. Fuck it. Motherfucking TV show on MTV. I watched it. Why not? It was just everywhere. Even Nelly them to my pimp Jews. They dancing and shit. Yeah. Where did all of this shit come from? See, we don't be paying attention. But look though. Two black twin brothers named the Hughes brothers. For some mysterious reason, took an interest in Chicago pimps. But how do you bridge the gap between, like, nobody even cares about pimping? When I was at somebody's house and Pimps Up Hoes Down came on. I thought that shit was like some satire or a TV show or like the Chappelle, you know how the Chappelle show be doing skits? I thought it was some shit like that. I ain't think there was no part of me that thought that shit was for real. And I get to tell like, what this bullshit y'all watching? They like, no, these real pimps. Like real pimps? Like from the movies? That documentary came out and put the world back in that space. Now, you see all of these dudes. Now, you can stroke a man's ego. These dudes got 5, 6 women, gold chains everywhere. What 16-year-old don't want 5 women and big gold chains? That's a no-brainer. He don't even know what he's going to do with them. He don't care. It just looks good, and they understand that. So these visuals, these shows, these documentaries, this is programming. They understand that these things are going to strike nerves. They had to pay for that. There's no way I'm going to go. And the one thing, if you know anything about pimps, is cash up front. Pimps don't take IOUs. I do you a favor. Can we talk about later? None of it. You can't even talk to the pimps without dropping some cash. So they probably had to pay them niggas just to ask them, could they pay them niggas? So you going to interview all of these pimps from all over the world and put out this documentary during a time period when nobody gives a fuck about pimps? Or did you know something we didn't know? They dropped this Pimps Up, Hoes Down documentary. Everybody go crazy over it. And the next thing you know, everybody got fur coats and they walking and talking in riddles and shit. That part I ain't never liked. I ain't gonna lie to you. That part I would never could get into. Pimpin' Ken used to have a slogan, and that motherfucker was so long. I used to always say, and I used to watch him like talk to females, like, how is she listening to him get to the end of this shit? I just always thought like, there's no way she's gonna listen to this whole speech, because after a while I was timing that motherfucker. I know it's long than a bitch, so I be watching like, ain't finna listen to this shit. Halfway through, when they get super corny, they get to smiling. I got more flavor than 9-laters, more more game than Van Gang got pork and beans and all of this shit. Like, who the fuck is listening to this shit? But he got famous. That shit got famous, and they pushed it. Then Jay-Z corny ass even jumped in. Big pimping. Fuck it. Now, that nigga ain't pimped nothing. And his song went past everybody else shit. The real pimps didn't really, but Jay-Z shit went that way. Sugar Free got out of jail. They interviewed a pimp in the Source. Like, I said, this nigga just tripping. He in there talking about he down there shot his bitch with an AK. Oh, Lord God. Can you say that in the Source? I ain't talking about it. I'm quoting him. He said, his bitch, I put the AK to the bitch face or something like that, he said. That's what he went to jail for. I'm sitting here reading this shit in the Source like, wow. If that shit didn't work, people wouldn't invest in it. So what I'm saying is they give you the visuals and the things that they need to push a certain narrative. Now, if you could follow the narrative, you could see where we headed. Then I'm a land, and then me and the queen gonna do our thing because it's getting late. But if you look at, so they bring the pimp culture to the forefront. Now, in this pimp culture, it is gonna be, of course, it's gonna catch on like anything else, and you have people trying to emulate it. And so now this says there should be multiple women around each other. Now, soon as you tell shallow-minded ass men that there should be multiple women together and they're his, he instantly think it's time to be nasty. So a lot of that just turned into freak shows. It wasn't really no pimp shit. It was just people saying it with fancy clothes on so they could get home and do nasty shit later. That's really what was going on. But that's what the powers that be foreseen gonna happen anyway. Because now, here's the thing. Now that you got all of these women in one house, now mysteriously the rapper's favorite topic now is menage a trois. Everybody can't stop rapping about it. So over here they pimping, over here they menaging, and then T.I. come and he calling himself the Pimp Squad Clique, but all he do is talk about eating vagina and getting vagina and popping X pills. So now you got the merging of ideologies. So now pimping becomes having multiple women to have sex with while y'all pop ecstasy pills. This is what everybody's rapping about. This is what everybody's doing. Now, we got the women together, and they don't mind doing it. Let's start promoting them having relationships. All of this gets promoted through the movies. When you start seeing, y'all think, oh, they're finally starting to show, women, lesbians, and y'all think it's a liberating moment that they're coming around to the cause. No, they're timing it. They're showing it at this specific moment on purpose. And now that people are open to that, now here comes the shows about being a stud. Now here comes Queen Latifah with the Set It Off and the braids. So you got these things merging to create something. If you don't have these steps beforehand, you wouldn't have this LGBTQ movement so full blown. They had to tiptoe you and ease you into it. And they do it through the music and the movies. The music and the movies will always support what the establishment wants. Understand what I'm saying? The music and the movies will always support what the establishment wants. This is how they get the exact same results decade after decade after decade after decade. Same shit. If I look at the entire 90s up until now, you could watch the movies and the violence escalate in the movies, and the violence escalate in the music, and the violence escalate on the streets. In turn, more people incarcerated. Now I'm finna read what y'all talking about. Shut the fuck up and let the queen talk.
Okay, I'm just gonna say, and I'll put this on record, that like you're right and I agree. Like
Wait, which part? Wait, we got to get this on right. Which part? Oh, well, thank you for doing that publicly, baby.
but like okay, so I was looking into it today because I'm just like I gotta have something to come with. And like I think the test of time is like data and the sequence of events that have happened over time give everything that you said validation. As far as like when movies first started coming out, the fact that black people couldn't even play black people, and the structure that they put in place around how we are seen and depicted was like a whole method. And I heard the term tricknology or trick knowledge.
Technology, yeah. What's it called to be saying that? But Dick Gregory be saying that word. But go ahead, Queen.
Is like the tricks that they put in place to make you feel better about the situation. Really, long story short, but like it's like a catch-22 because we want to be seen and we want to be visualized and accounted for on all sides of the spectrum, and we want to be seen on screen. If they're going to depict us, why can't it be us? But then you got to do what they say, is the part that is always persistent. It's not, there's an authenticity based off of their guidelines, the industry's guidelines, what they'll let be seen. So, like, yes.
And it's a fair trade off. I'll let y'all say crack a couple times and pretend to shoot the cops, and we're gonna make 150 million. And we give you niggas 13,000. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's crazy the games that they play, but we have to understand that they play them. They're gonna always attempt to stay ahead of the curve. So this really was it really was a perfect plan, because it's like a motherfucker fall off and convince you to buy some more bricks for him. Like and put it to you so good to where you like, hell yeah, yeah, okay. Cause in this deal, you gonna double your money that you initially invested. He ain't investing shit, but he gonna quadruple his shit type shit. It's like they always gonna put you in a position to make you feel what they call the illusion of inclusion, to make you feel like you're a part of the process. So now, even to now, you got these black actors still saying it wasn't so bad, not realizing like you damaged Black America with these things, because it's like the discussion we had last week when we was talking about the Obamas. On one end, you could look at them without kind of trying to judge them and say, if nothing else, they was a good token victory for the youth to see, aspiration wise. But let's just flip the coin over. aspiring them to be what? Because if I'm aspiring them to be something that ain't right, then that ain't right. So like the United States presidency is a puppet spot. So to motivate little black children to seek that, you're motivating them in the wrong direction. The same way you're sitting around with little black kids watching Shaft and Superfly and the Mac, thinking it's going to empower them the right way. Yeah, it's going to give you ego and bravado and shit like that, but you're going to go get some dope. So,
another thing that I picked up on is the Shaft was written for a white man.
I think I just heard that today.
Like, don't that just flip the whole, like, okay, I see it different now.
Yeah, because matter of fact, dude said he was writing for like Italian mob movies, and he just switched and put black characters in them. He said he was doing Italian mob movies, and then when the last couple movies had flopped, so them bogus ass movies that y'all watch from white folks that y'all love so much, them 10 Commandments and all that bullshit, what was the Cleopatra and all that shit, all them shits was flopping. Ben-Hur and all that shit was flopping. People was tired of seeing white folks pretend to be niggas in places they'll never survive in. That shit wasn't entertaining no more. You got Samson, a big ass white boy. Arnold's playing Conan and shit. Nobody give a fuck about this shit.
But it's based off of numbers, right? Because like black people, like when movies was coming out, was like 15% of the population, but we were 30% of the consumer.
At the movie theater, movies. Yeah.
So why would they tailor anything to anybody else? Like we were their prime, like we made ourselves the prime target, and then feed into it every time. But it's like, that's cool. If we like entertainment, we are entertainment type people, and they play off of all those realities for us. Like our the pureness of that is always tainted in some way. And the thought of like being able to go to a movie and be able to like sift through it and like lift the veil is like a whole different fucking movie. And it could be really any fucking thing.
And so now we got to show y'all our cool little t-shirts, because we are now the Black Cisco and Ebert, and our show is called She Liked It, I Didn't. Didn't like it, liked it. So, because that's how our movie, we watch a lot of movies. And I got to give a shout out to my other wife because she designed these joints. So, shouts out to Kitty Cat.
Thank you.
Y'all don't never see her, and you probably never will. She the shyest motherfucker on the planet. I swear to you. So you probably ain't gonna see her, but she do well. There's now most of the time when we watching movies, she picks the movies a lot of times, and she be picking some fire movies. I ain't gonna lie, but there's this thing where a lot of times we got a different take on it. So that's why we thought this would be interesting, so that y'all get a chance to see both of the ways that we view movies. And then plus, we want to bring the energy back of getting into decoding movies. So we want to watch some movies with y'all and decode them as a family, and then we're going to do some on our own. Now, we're not sticking to the script like we only doing movies that come out. We're going to do whatever the fuck we feel like. We're going to do some old shits, some new shits, because some of them old shits that came out, we was too young to understand what was going on. We want to take y'all back and show y'all, like we might do the Golden Child so y'all can see. Matter of fact, I want to do the Golden Child. That might be what we do next. So y'all can see all the bullshit that been going on. This ain't nothing new. Y'all think I got some new ideologies and I'm just stirring up the pot. Man, this bullshit. They've been putting this shit in movies. So we want to go back and do some old movies and some current ones. We went and seen Yeah, that was my fuck up. I eat that one. Worst movie I ever seen. Hands down, the worst movie we ever seen together. It was that one movie that she liked, but Denzel beat that out. Now she liked this movie, y'all. This Everywhere, Nowhere, Never Happened, but it did. What the fuck is the name of the movie?
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Yes, we went to go see that.
That was a good ass movie.
See what I'm saying? So we be having takes like that. That's why we want y'all to see. But that was my least favorite movie to date until Equalizer. Denzel, what the fuck are you doing? That was the worst shit ever. Like, it was 2 fights and it was over. I thought the second fight was like a warm-up fight to the big fight. They started kissing babies and shaking hands and shit. It was over with.
Dancing.
And then he went up against what the fuck was that, baby? I went to the bathroom and missed it. She caught it. They was what? The people he was fighting against.
It was a gay gang.
A gay like biker gang in Italy or some shit. Selling dope around like what? Like y'all just can't stop it, can you? Just everything. You just gotta gay up everything. Not Denzel is in Italy fighting homosexuals. Why the fuck is that happening?
It was original.
Originally fucked up. It was original. It was originally fucked up. But so that's what we're gonna be doing. So now we did what's the name of the movie, baby? Alice. We did Alice. It's like I don't know. The Queen said it's not a slave movie, but I think it is.
It is.
With a 70s vibe to it. But they mixed the 70s with the 1700s. Don't ask me how. So that's what we watched, and I'm gonna let her. Where's the So we got to tell you how we doing stuff. We doing the black fish rating, so you can get 6 fish. Me and your shit was dope. We're doing categories. What was it? You remember? You gonna cut? Is it gonna cut your thing off?
No. Let me go to it. So basically, this movie, if you've ever seen Antebellum, it's kind of a different take on that. I think the difference between, and this is definitely a spoiler alert situation. So if you want to see it,
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, we about to fuck it up.
you can double back. But I think the difference is that the slave master gets dealt with, if you will. So I think that that's what made the movie better for me. But at the same time, I think that there was really this parallel to, okay, whether you get out of slavery or you're out of slavery, you're kind of still in the cycle. And there's no real resolution. So I think that was the downside for me.
Well, tell them about the system, Queen. Like how we gonna
Okay, so there's 2 fists for encoding.
How well like the shit that they put, the hidden shit that they put in there.
The message.
What was the final bottom line to it?
And the actual delivery.
And how well did all of it mesh together? Like, if sometimes you could have certain parts that's good and other parts that's raggedy, or you could say like, damn, they tried, but they kind of missed the mark. So how well did it flow together? Did they actually, when you look at how they encoded it and what the underlying message was supposed to be, how well did they deliver that whole thing? So you can get 2 fish for each category. If you do good in all of them, then that'll be 6 stars. 6 black fish. That's how we're going to be critiquing the movies. So, I don't know. You can go first, Queen. She going to go first.
Well, I gotta go first. So I'm just kidding. Okay. So I felt like there was some deep encoding. I think that like when you're already conscious and you see the actual like hidden pieces, if you're looking for them, it's very cerebral. So like it's not a movie that you can really look away from. And but at the same time, I think that if you're all slaved out, it might be hard for the first half of the movie. But I think that it builds up her actual like her go and take care of some shit like energy. It made her productive. So I think that the encoding is two fists for me. And the message, I think that there was a deep message there, but I think that it was lost on parts that it probably could have spent more time on. Um, but I think that if you are looking at the movie in deep parallel and both sides of the being a freedom fighter and then lost flow and like got complacent, and then there's the side of building up your angst and being in freedom and uh, going towards freedom, not knowing that anybody else is a fucked up ass space to be in. And so I think that it was lost in the delivery. So I'm just gonna give it a one fist for delivery. So I gave it 5 fists altogether.
Altogether 5. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. Okay, so what's the first is encoding. Okay, so the encoding part, I guess it depends on they hear some shit in there, but it wasn't always positive. Like I feel like they snuck some little backhand jabs in there from the directorial standpoint. Like they used the same thing we seen in Snowfall, and we see it quite a bit with the ex-revolutionary that's washed up and don't got to fight in them no more. They made that Commons character, and so now there's a space in there where the female star in there is basically has to motivate him to get that revolutionary spirit again. And he screams, "I'm nobody." It was like, where'd that come from? I get it, but it was something the director obviously felt was necessary. So then I'd be looking at shit a little sideways, because you got this thing, and I see a reoccurring thing where they always show, especially in sitcoms, you get a lot of this where the black man can't really get it together until like they show the woman being stronger than the man. And I don't have a problem with women having strength, but the dynamics, when you see a movie in Hollywood about white folks, the white man is the savior, the hero, and he get the girl. When you see the black man, he all fucked up trying to figure out, and the girl always got to save him. And so I think that's done intentionally to create passivity in black men and get rid of that leadership thing where, okay, she need to be drawn from him. She is like getting integrated into the world and don't know shit. He been here, even was in the revolution. Why she got to convince him of what he supposed to be doing? Now I get the storyline, But like I say, I always look at what the director's thinking. So for the encoding thing, I think some of it was positive, some of it was backhanded. I give him a 1 for that. Now for the what was the other one? Was the message. The overall message, fuck it, I could get into the I could get into the liberation aspect of because what was dope was something you don't see nowadays. They tried to put the Harriet Tubman in her. They drew from the Harriet Tubman thing where it's like she got out, she was free, and her primary focus was getting her people up out of there. And everybody tried to talk her out of it, and she was adamant about, I got to get my people back. So I thought that was a dope message. And it was one more thing that I thought it was a pretty cool message. It's on the tip of my mind. So I would give it a 2 for the message aspect because I like the fact that she was super loyal to her husband, and loyalty is a big thing with me. So she held it down. She was not for 1 second was she ever disloyal. Never even thought about it. Even when she thought her husband wasn't available, he was always in her thoughts behind why she was doing what she was doing. So I thought that was dope too. So I give him a 2 for message, and last overall delivery. I wasn't crazy about the overall delivery. So altogether, I'm gonna give it 4/5. I give it 2 for the message, 1 for the encoding, and 1 for the delivery. Yeah, I think
that was way better than I thought you were gonna give it. Way better.
Yeah, that was better than what you thought I was gonna give it. No, because it has some. When I had to think about it, because as I'm sitting here with you thinking about it, like everything about it wasn't negative. It was some good messages in there. Also was dope, and you pointed this out when we were talking about it. The fact that they snuck in there the importance of reading and learning history, because he went to work and left her at the house, and she just got absorbed in literature, and she self-educated herself like a crash course in 48 hours on everything. The emancipation, what happened with everything. She just went through all the way through the Panthers. Okay, so she brought herself up to speed on what's been going on. And then she left, came back out with a fro picked out, like, let's get it. That was dope. Matter of fact, that's how my wife got me. So she know I'm a sucker for the fro picked out. That's how we met on New Year's with the fro picked out. Woo! I thought coffee walked in that motherfucker. That's how she slid in on me, y'all. I'm telling you now. She slid in on me. I been knew her. We been knew each other, but she wouldn't make me no catfish, so I wasn't studying her. But when she came with that Foxy Brown joint on, I ain't stand a chance. But yeah, I thought it was all right. It was all right. But we ain't doing no more slave movies, at least not for a while.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I wish we could have did Woman King. That would have been dope if we was doing this back then.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit to pick apart with that whole situation. I agree.
That was the only slave movie I ever liked. I went to see that motherfucker a lot. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I seen that a lot. I liked it, that Woman King shit. That was pretty decent. And then I found out who they was, and it was like, fuck, I got this much enjoyment out of this fucking movie.
Yeah, but then I think about, like, timing wise, like the fact that they just kind of slid the movie in such a weird ass time frame and kind of did it under the table at the same time. There's just a lot of weird aspects to this movie.
Oh, this one right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like the overall production. It was just quiet.
Oh, we'll say because we must realize the flesh will make you want to come back once trapped in spirit. Your flesh. Did y'all see 3,000 Years of Longing? No, we didn't see that. I don't know what that is.
I haven't seen that.
You know what it is? You know what I'm talking about?
I never heard of it.
I never heard of it. We watching The Witcher right now. But if y'all got some stuff, if it's some stuff like it might be old or new that y'all thought maybe it was something in there and you ain't sure, send it to us and we'll break it down. We're gonna figure out what I don't know what we're gonna do next. But
Atlas, I think I know exactly what you're talking about now. It's got Idris Elba in it, and he's a genie.
oh, with the white lady.
Mm-hmm.
We sent the previews of that at the theater or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the fence about that. What do you think?
I don't know. It's weird.
Was it any good, Atlas? Did you see it? Was there some shit in there?
I think she wished for him to love her. Long story short, he was just like a lover all his life, basically.
That can't be the point. Motherfucker.
I mean, I don't
I'd be mad as hell if that's the bottom line.
feel like
Can never get them 2 hours of my life back. If you like Everywhere All the Time, you will love it. Oh, we're never going to see it. We're never
You
going
literally
to
just
see
talked him
that
out of it.
movie, bro. Yeah, you had me till you said that. I didn't like that movie, bro.
He hated that movie.
That's just the, hey, and you know what else I didn't like? I didn't like that fucking Flash. I didn't like the new Flash either.
Yeah.
And that new Flash was. See, that's why I don't know. I do well, but not lately. Lately, my movie picking been bogus. That I picked The Flash, that was trash. I picked Equalizer 3, that was trash. But in my defense, that Everywhere All the Time, that's like worth 2 movies because it was long as hell.
He needs to rewatch the movie.
Atlas, look, we finna turn the comments off. Everybody, they're talking about.
You just have to be in the right state of mind for that movie.
I can't say what state of mind I need to be in, but
It's the overall concept of everything matters, but nothing means anything. Everything means something, but nothing means anything.
they could have just said that at the beginning and showed us the credits, and I'd have been happy. They're taking me through all that shit with them fucking Asian people. I did not really.
It was good. I
agree. But we are going to we're gonna find some new movies. I don't know about the I don't know. We're gonna talk about it. I really think The Golden Child might be a good one. And I don't know, whatever y'all can think of. We got Clubhouse after this, where we're gonna I saved a lot of shit. So we're gonna get back into the Blaxplotation and just black folks in general. Get y'all ass to Clubhouse. The perfumer.
How you say what?
The perfumer. Hey.
He already don't like it.
I ain't really big on them foreign joints, fam. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I feel like they be fucking the joints up, man. And some of them they don't though. Now I ain't gonna lie. Raid Redemption is my shit. Like if it's some fighting, cool. They was doing decent with horror movies for a minute. I mean, I fuck with the Japanese films over the anything. When it's the English motherfuckers, they piss me the fuck off. Talking about Rancor and all that shit. I don't know what the fuck they be talking about.
Rancor.
Yeah, Japanese people, they just try to talk like us and their lips be off. So if you just stop concentrating for a minute, you can get past it. But the bloody wanker and all that, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Bullocks. What the fuck is that mean? They just be randomly saying shit and I don't know what the fuck they be talking about, bro. I don't be liking that shit. The perfumer. And then I think what I'm thinking about, like maybe that Houdini movie or some shit.
There's so many that we can go back on though.
Yeah, so y'all let us know if it's something y'all want to double back on, and we're gonna double back and do some good shit. I don't know how often we're gonna do this though. I don't know, whatever the queen want to do and whatever y'all suggest. I'm cool with whatever. We go in the clubhouse and bring your game face. Let's chop it up and have some good dialogue. I think that's about it for me. Did I had oh yeah, I'm gonna play this. I got some clips, but because we came late, I saved them. So when we get in the clubhouse, I got some more clips for y'all too, and we're gonna listen to this bitch ass Quentin Tarantino. Oh my god, when Cat Williams say he need to be punched in, he said if he catch Quentin Tarantino, he gonna punch him in the fucking face. I hope I'm with him when he do it. He said he watched the Django. Oh, he said no, they offered him the Django first. He said he read the script and seen that he had nigger in there 157 times. He said whoever take this part deserve to die. Then I look up and he said he look up and Jamie Foxx had it.
Damn.
Yeah, I think he said 147 times, 157 times nigger is in the movie The Django. And when you hear Quentin Tarantino's story and then you look at his movie career, you're going to want to punch him in the fucking face.
He's creepy.
Yeah, but he got like, I ain't gonna tell you. I don't want to fuck it up. He got no right to have anything at all disrespectful to say about black people. He just shouldn't. He should not. And he do it in every fucking movie. That movie Hard 8 he did with Samuel L. Jackson. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I thought I was still in slavery days. He called Samuel L. so many niggas. Like, what the fuck? You could still, I didn't even think you could do that no more. And it wasn't a slave movie. Like, you could say nigga like that, like justifiably. He was going crazy in that movie. That movie was some bullshit too.
But then for Samuel to turn it off, to not care.
Yeah, because he one of them. He said that too about because when Quentin Tarantino redid Foxy Brown and did Jackie Brown when she was older. Mm-hmm. They said black folks had climbed all over him because it was nigger in there a lot. And then Samuel L. Jackson responded to like and Pam Grier, I think, was saying in this day and age, most of the things that they were systematically challenging back then have been changed. So to be mad about the word nigger, Samuel said that was just overreacting. I fucking better did, Raccoon Boy. Why do Quentin Tarantino get a pass? Why do he get to say nigga anytime he wants to? See, these white dudes get a black vajayjay in their life, and then they think they get them a pass. Because I'm almost positive y'all gonna be able to tell through this interview there's a black woman at his house. Because he finna say something about another black woman being attractive, and he stopped and was like, where's she at? So it's a black woman in his house, and he dressed like a corny ass white boy that fuck black women. He looked corny as hell, but I swear to God, I could tell he think he's snapping. He bright than a bitch, corny as fuck, but he rich, so he got something. And the black woman, she's probably gorgeous, and he probably treat her like shit. If he say nigger in his movies, he definitely said around the house. Who gonna stop him? So either way it go, fuck Quentin Tarantino, and I hope I'm with Cat Williams when he catch him. Because even though Cat Williams got purple hair now, I fuck with him a little bit. And I will join forces with him just to smack Quentin. Not for much other than that, because I think you one of them now. But we could definitely smack Tarantino together and maybe smoke a blunt that I roll. Joint. Right. All right. That's about it for me. You got something, Queen, you want to say?
I mean, we'll be in Clubhouse in like 15 minutes.
Yep.
We'll see y'all there.
Don't meet us there, beat us there. Everybody, since y'all think y'all slick, y'all leave here and then go to the liquor store. Get your ass in the clubhouse. The fuck is you talking about? You should have got your drink for every week. I come on at 6 o'clock. Hit the liquor store at 5:40. God damn it. You should have blunts and a motherfucking pint by now. You don't gotta interrupt me for your habit. No, I'm just playing. Hey, I know y'all gonna hit the liquor store anyway. So look, go hurry up, go to the liquor store, get you a pack of them nasty ass blunts, meet us in Clubhouse where I will not be smoking what you smoking, but I still love you. And I think that's that with that. Wait, let me see. Okay, where we at? All right, you gotta tell them bye, I do, Queen.
Bye, do.
Knowledge is the only real power. Information is the only real currency. But the application of both is the route to divinity. We love y'all. We gone.